Hello, just me again today. I've had a lot of thoughts about this channel since its conception, and I thought, rather than have them bouncing around in my mind, I should put them all into this video and try and anchor myself a little bit. I also wanted to take this time to answer a couple of questions you guys have asked. I'm sure these answers will help enlighten others. One of the biggest misconceptions I've had about animation was that the more I improved, the faster I'd get at it as well. No, what ended up happening was the more I improved, the higher my standard in these slides became, and the storytime segments, which I used to get done in a couple of weeks, ultimately turned into a month of work. So I've strictly been working on these storytime segments lately because it's been important to release them when I have. And as a result, I've seen unprecedented improvement in my animation. I mean, it's almost comical to look at that early edition of Ink and see it was only from late July. But my drawing skills could always improve. I also need to be a lot more organised with my layers and libraries because some of those files... Whoa boy! I've had a lot of fun with this so far. But at the conclusion of Ink's origin story, I'm going to dial back on it for a couple of reasons. Firstly, as I'm sure we can deduce, this story goes in a direction that will force me to better adopt the live-action animation format. And I want to make sure I have some mastery over the art form before I continue the saga. While our animation styles are a little different, Mark Haldane's conflicting ideas is a great example that I'm aspiring towards. And there's much for me to learn before I'm able to produce something similar. Secondly, I just don't want to rush it. It's a stroke of luck that I somehow managed to come up with this wacky character in June, then write, animate and produce his backstory before the year was up. So if I may... But I think it's best from here on out that I don't give my story-related content any time constraints. I want to build this universe slowly and sprinkle in some story development here and there when the time is right. That's right, I said universe, and guess what else? You know what I've called it?
I've written myself into my screenplay. That's kind of weird, huh? It's self-indulgent. It's narcissistic, it's solipsistic, it's pathetic.
Good question. In my initial designs with Ink, I couldn't for the life of me draw a decent picture of his hand flat on the table. So instead I drew this boxing glove and just rolled with it. Then I toyed with the idea that Ink had lost his left hand in some tragic event, and even considered incorporating said event into the finale of his origin story. And that was gonna be the plan. However, even so, I think this turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because I'm much happier with the ending that I have now. I'm going to spend some time updating the designs next month, so I'll address the boxing glove then. I can't move from this spot. As fun and therapeutic as it has been making these storytime videos, truth is I'm ready to take a break from this segment for a little while. I want to get back to talking about books and stories and establish a regular uploading schedule of some kind. And like I said earlier, because I want to obtain some level of mastery in the live-action animation medium, I need to find out what software is going to be best for that. Much of this boils down to knowing my way around masking and tracking, and while I think I've got a handle on the former, tracking is something I've always struggled with, even as a professional videographer. I know there's tracking tools in software like After Effects to avoid going frame by frame, but I've never had much luck with these, and there's more for me to experiment inside Flash itself before I start bouncing my workflow between additional software. A lot of you guys have said this channel is very resemblant of me, and I think it comes down to the fact that it combines my three favourite art forms in one entity. I do get a lot of joy out of this channel, and I'm excited to see what's in store for its future. However, as rewarding as this is for me, I want to make sure you guys get some value out of the content, so I'm making it a goal of mine next year to figure out what that is when dealing with a channel as wacky as this one. I suppose it's entertainment at its core, but I want to be able to offer you guys a little more than just that. Right, that's enough from me. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos, and stay tuned for the biggest drop of the channel yet, the finale of Ink's origin story.